Alright, today I'm pulling this dash out. It's a 1TV dash. Alright, today I'm pulling this dash out of the mold. This one is going to Harold Johnson. You might have seen his video on YouTube, which I'll post right here, right above, of his SPM kit that he's building. And this is the dash going in that car. So I'm really happy that he chose me to make him a dash. And I'm going to be popping it, and we'll make a video of it real quick so you guys can see what he's getting. And you could see this mold. It's an original mold from the original show, 3-4 season of Knight Rider. The only thing I did different is I added a little bit of a belly to it right here, going this way. So when you have your lower console, you want something to sit on it. And the way it was before, it was really short, because in the show they used like wood blocks and stuff to hold it up. So I wanted some support, so I added this little bit of a belly. It could be added a little bit farther if you wanted to. I think it's still got a couple more inches before it hits the dash. But I mainly just wanted it to conceal the wiring and stuff. So that's what I did different. And I did add this piece here on the side. Some dashes don't have this. And made this one a little bit wider here. Alright, let's get this top piece off real quick. See what we got here. Alright, there's the dash. Top piece right there. Looking good. Alright, so that was, I had a heck of a time pulling this mold apart. I should have made it a 4-part mold or an extra part, because it's really tight. Had to break it a little bit in here, but that's going to be cut out anyway. This spot where the electronics go. And I think I got to glass it a little bit more here on the inside, because it's a bit thin there. But other than that, it's okay, but I got to put a little more glass in that shelf. I don't like that shelf. Alright, so now, and also there's the little underbelly piece. Original dash was cut here, where this line is, pretty much right there. And what I did was I added this chunk here. So when somebody's sitting in the passenger side, you know, you don't really see the underside of the dash. That's why I did that. Next, I got this messy pod I got to trim out real quick, and yeah, this is going to go to Harold as well, so I'm going to go and pop this real quick. I just trimmed off this edge so it's nice and flush. Okay, I just wanted to note that this is going to Harold out of mold, only because of the fact that I know Harold. He knows how to do body work, and he knows how to work with fiberglass. So many of you guys know I stopped doing out of mold a few years back, because, you know, I don't like complaints from my customers saying, you know, they got a part and it, you know, it has a little chip in it or something. So I stopped doing that. Occasionally I will get a customer that I know personally, I know by fact that he knows how to do body work and, you know, a little bit of fiberglass. So if he does run into an issue, you know, he can fix it. So that's why I'm doing this one out of mold for Harold. I mean, he's practically building all kinds of parts out of fiberglass for his SPM kit already as it is. So any little imperfections of this should be cake for him. But I will go and add some more filler in this bay right here, because it's a little bit thin here, before I ship it out to him. So I'll go and do that in a minute. But again, let's go ahead and hurry up and pop this thing out. Alright, here we got the pod popped out, and I got it trimmed for him. Okay, little mounting bracket here, drill 2 holes here, and you can mount this right up onto the dash. Okay. Alright, so you can mount this right up on there, just like that. Of course, this has to be sanded. This is all out of mold. All the edges here need to be sanded. You can see some gel coat needs to be sanded there. And needs to be primed. Everything needs to be primered and then painted after you get the electronics installed and the TV and all that. Alright, there's the hole made for the pod, for the gull wing. Alright, just like that. Nice big hole. Fit anybody gull wing. Alright, today I'm just taking a little bit of glass, a little extra places where I missed, where I feel it's a little thin. So I'm going to put a little bit of glass, you know, like a little spot here on this edge corner here. This shelf needs a couple more layers, so I'm going to get the glass in there. And in these hard to reach areas, right up in here, it's hard to get up in there when you're glassing this type of glass with this curvature and stuff. So what I like to do is pop them, and then wherever I missed, I'll go and hit those spots up if it needs it. Another little spot here, it's a little thin here, so I'll go and take, see it's real thick, and then I missed a little spot in this corner. So what I'll do is I'll just go and put a spot, a little bit of glass there. So if you guys ever buy a part from anyone, fiberglass, it doesn't matter for what, who made it and what it's for. Fiberglass is fiberglass, even for a boat. All you have to do is take some 80 grit, 36 grit sandpaper and scuff up where you want to put the glass. Scuff it up real good, and then fiberglass will stick to fiberglass. It's that simple, guys. So yeah, I mean, in the past, if you ever got like something that's too thin, you want it thicker, you just sand it up and then you layer in your glass. It's, I mean, if you wanted like this a ½ inch thick, you could do it. You could just keep layering and layering and layering until you got it to the thickness that you wanted. But of course, a dash doesn't need to be as thick as a bumper, and so on. So anyways, I gotta get to work. Enough rambling. Alright, just finished up glassing those spots thought was a little weak, like right up in here. Glassed right up in there, all the way down here, a little bit more in here. It's a pain in the butt to get into this little groove here, especially making this belly, the underbelly, longer. Makes it even more hard to get up in that. It's pretty deep in there. So I'm gonna let this cure overnight, and this thing should be ready once I trim it off a little bit. Again, this is going out of mold, so there's the dash. And again, guys, if anybody buys a dash off me, you'll never get it in this condition out of mold. It's always going to be finished for you, which means all the little seam lines, all the little imperfections, I will go and sand it and fill it and get it, you know, looking like new, and have it primered before it's shipped out. I'm just doing this for Harold Johnson because he knows what he's doing, and I give him a little bit of a discount on the dash as well. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. That's a season 3-4 dash out of mold right here. I'm gonna get this wrapped up, get it ready for shipping. So again, guys, original dash 1TV dash didn't have any speaker grills. They could always be added if you want to add them by cutting it out, tracing your grills in your car. But this one comes as the original came with no speaker grills on top. It's pretty flat on top, as you can see. Not much of a dip in it. A lot of dashes have dips. This one doesn't have much of a dip in it. You see, it's pretty flat. Let me see if I can get a level. Alright, let's get the level on here. So if you're curious if it's, now this dash ain't perfectly straight. It's you know, it's an original, so there's a little bit of a gap here. But for the most part, it's pretty flat. It does have a little bit of a dip. If you put this level on it, you can see where the dips are. But by the naked eye, it looks pretty good. It's pretty decent.